Over the course of this past month, I've been doing a photography challenge where I take a picture every day for 30 days. I took a lot of pictures, and I mean a lot of pictures. But I ended up with about 200, 250 probably that I really liked. And then from there, I picked 30 that I thought actually meant something, where the composition was really strong, or it was just a really strong, compelling image. I compiled all of those images into my first photography project, which is 30 Days of Photography. Now, obviously, this project isn't some super deep project. It's more of a self-exploration project in my journey as a photographer, so I could figure out my style as a photographer and do meaningful projects like I want to. So the rules for this challenge were really easy. I had to take a picture every day for 30 days. And I tried to stay away from people subjects because I've been doing that a lot. I've taken lots of portraits of my friends, my girlfriend, and plenty of other people in my life. So I feel like I really wanted to stick to finding compositions of things that I see in my day-to-day life, scenes and places that make you feel like you're really there. Another reason behind this was also because I'm working on a project called Who's There? And this is my first more in-depth photography project like I was talking about. And another rule that I had for myself is I had to actually think about the image I was taking. I had to think about the composition, why it would work, why I liked the colors, why I liked this image, why I liked the subject. Whatever it was, I had to think about why the image was being taken. And then same thing in the editing. I had to think about, why am I doing this? Why am I moving this slider? Why am I adding this mask? And it added more depth to my images. Now, obviously, taking a picture every day for 30 days doesn't sound hard, but when you think about it in the way that you have to have an image that is somewhat compelling, it is kind of hard because not every day do you see something, or maybe you're super busy that day. So it was kind of difficult some days, but I feel like overall I did get a lot of images that I did really like. I feel like by day 15, I was really figuring out which direction I wanted to go with this project, as well as feeling the most motivated I have ever felt to take pictures in my life. Alright, what's the damn deal? You know what I'm saying? Today is May 7th, so that marks, I think, the 15th day of this challenge. And I just wanted to go over my thoughts right now on how I'm feeling. Kind of a quick update before I go on to the second half of the project. A lot of times I'm looking at the images and I'm overthinking them after the fact, and I'm not thinking about them enough in the moment. And I think that is something I need to work on in the next 15 days, is think about what I'm going to think about in the post process of this and what the image is going to look like after it's edited, because I'm just taking these pictures and then I'm like going into the editing process like, okay, I hope these turn out good, but I'm not like having a real image in my head of what I want it to be. So I feel like that's what I need to do and look at in these different lighting conditions and these different compositions. I need to be like, okay, but can I move the camera here and it's going to make it look a little better? How's that going to work? Because I've been playing around with a lot of cropping and I feel like I'm losing a lot of resolution because I'm cropping so much, and that's just not a good practice because I want to get it right in camera, not in cropping. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I've been talking for like 5-10 minutes to this camera. It was supposed to be just like a quick 30-second update, but I think we're there. I think we're good. So now I want to take 3 images and go over them and why I think they work so well. Okay, so funny enough, we're going to start off with day 1 and the first image of this project. I remember this is when I came up with the idea for the challenge, and I was like, I just need to do it now. I didn't really want to because I was kind of in an uninspired area. I wasn't feeling great about my photography. I was comparing myself to other people and their work, and I didn't really feel inspired to shoot any photos. But I still went out and I grabbed a ton of pictures that night, and I actually really like a lot of them, but this image is just very strong in my opinion. But the composition is very strong in this image, I think, because of the centering of the life raft and then the reflection of it with the bridge being kind of the separator of the two. And then also the Modelo bottle floating in the water, I feel like adds a co-subject, so all the attention isn't on that and it's not a boring frame, but it gives more depth to where we might be at. But yeah, for day 1, I think this was one of my best images, and I have a ton of different variations of it, but I just really like this vertical one. Okay, next up, we're gonna go with day 13. I think this is one of the strongest images from this challenge and one of my favorite images I've ever taken. This image is definitely going in the project I was talking about earlier. I feel like it's a very strong image for that, as the project is all about liminal spaces, and I feel like this is a very creepy, eerie image and almost feels uncomfortable to look at. But going into the photo itself, I think it's very strongly composed with the house being in the center, and then the weight of the image is perfect. You have on the right the barn that's very mysterious and shadowous, And then you have the left building with light spilling out of it onto the concrete. And then you have a lot of leading lines that kind of draw your eyes into the house. And the last image we're going to talk about is day 16. So day 16 is the only picture that I had in the entire series where I had a person in the frame. I took a couple different images here. I took one without a person, and then I had Dylan run into frame for me.
Yo, Deej, how you feeling, dude?
Aesthetic is shit.
But I think it worked really well because he's not the main subject. He's just there. You see this space, you see the sky, you see the first thing your eyes are going to go to is the gazebo. After that, you might see this mysterious, shadowy figure. I mean, he's completely blacked out. There's no detail, really. You can see he's wearing a jacket. You can see his hand, and that's about it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the area around him is going to have more weight in the image than the person itself because he's so small and because of the position of him. But I think this image is pretty solid. The colors, the composition, and I really like the depth of this person being there and it being kind of a creepy and eerie image because, first off, he's not paying any attention to you. It's the middle of the night, and he's just sitting there. And yeah, so I think it's kind of as a creepy element, which is kind of what I was going for with my liminal space project. But yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about. I could probably talk about another 10 images in depth, but that's just a waste of time. I want you guys to go check it out yourself. Please go check my portfolio. It's the project at the top. It's called 30 Days of Photography. And please check it out and let me know your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, with that being said, I'm pretty proud of this project. I think I learned a lot, and I'm very excited for the future of my photos. And yeah, that is it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.